In the lively village of Amazi, there was a young man named Chike. He was known all around for his kind heart. Chike was the kind of person who always helped people without expecting anything in return. And though he worked as a humble farmer, his spirit was rich with dreams and love and happiness. One day, during a village festival, Chike saw Amara for the first time. Amara was a beautiful young woman with a smile so bright it could light up the darkest night. She was known for her cheerful laughter, which was like music to everyone's ears. Chike's heart skipped a beat each time he saw Amara, and soon he found himself thinking of her day and night. To him, Amara was perfect, but there was a little problem. Amara didn't feel the same way about Chike. She didn't notice the small ways he tried to show his feelings, like bringing her fresh fruit from his farm or helping her with her chores at home. In Amara's eyes, Chike was just a friendly villager. Amara's heart, however, had already been stolen by another young man named Obinna. Obinna was charming, clever, and seemed like a prince to Amara. Whenever Amara saw Obinna, her heart would race. She was sure that he would one day realize she was the one for him. But little did she know that Obinna was in love with someone else, a gentle and kind girl named Kemi. Kemi, on the other hand, was different from Amara in many ways. She was quiet, more thoughtful, and always quick to lend a helping hand. Kemi noticed little things, and because of this, she had quietly admired Chike for a long time. She saw how hard Chike worked and how kind he was to everyone, especially to Amara. But Kemi kept her feelings hidden, as she wanted Chike to find happiness, even if it wasn't with her. Chike, on the other hand, did everything he could to make Amara notice him. Every morning he would pick the ripest fruit from his farm and leave them at her doorstep. When it rained, Chike would check to see if Amara's roof was leaking and he would patch it. But Amara's heart was set on Obinna. She barely noticed Chike's kindness. Chike's friends would sometimes tell him, "Chike, why don't you tell Amara how you feel?" But Chike would just shake his head and say, "Love cannot be forced. I only hope that one day she will see me the same way I see her." One day, Amara decided to confess her love and feelings to Obinna. She thought, surely he will be happy to know that I care and I love him. She waited until the evening and then approached Obinna near the village square. With all her courage, she looked into Obinna's eyes and said, "Obinna, I've wanted to tell you something for a long time. I sincerely like you so much." Obinna was quite confused. Then he asked her, "I also like you. I really don't understand. Can you explain more, Amara?" Then she came out plain. "Obinna, you see, I am in love with you." But Obinna looked at her kindly and said, "Amara, you're a lovely girl, but my heart belongs to someone else. I am in love with Kemi, and she is the one I wish to be with." Amara's heart sank. She had imagined the moment so differently. How could she have missed the signs? Heartbroken, Amara walked back to her home, tears streaming down her eyes. All along, she had been hoping for someone who didn't feel the same way about her. The next morning, as Amara tried to shake off her sadness, she thought about Chike. She remembered how Chike looked out for her, how he bought her food and helped her without being asked. She whispered to herself, could it be that Chike was the one truly for me? She wondered. With her heart heavy with regret, Amara decided to go and see Chike, hoping he would forgive her for not noticing his love sooner. When Amara reached Chike's home, she was taken aback to see him laughing and walking side by side with Kemi. Kemi had always been there, patiently waiting and quietly admiring Chike over time. Chike had now come to realize Kemi's true, gentle love for him, and his heart had grown fond of her. Seeing them together, Amara felt a pang of sadness. She understood that Kemi's love for Chike was true, and his ones had been for her. But now it was too late. Chike was happy. He was preparing to start a new life with Kemi. When Amara saw Chike with Kemi, her heart dropped. The two of them looked so happy together, sharing quiet laughter and walking side by side with each other. For the first time, Amara could see how patient and gentle Kemi was with Chike. Always listening, always by his side. Chike in turn seemed lighter, more joyful than she had ever seen him before. Amara's mind raced. She had never thought Chike would give his heart to someone else. She had assumed he would always be there for her, waiting for the day she might finally notice him. But now, it looked like he had moved on. Could he really have forgotten about me? Amara wondered. Feeling a pang of regret, Amara gathered her courage and walked up to Chike. Chike, she called softly, her voice shaky. Chike looked up, a bit surprised to see her. Amara, it's good to see you. Is everything alright? Amara hesitated, glancing at Kemi, who smiled and excused herself, giving them space to talk. Taking a deep breath, Amara began. Chike, I need to talk to you. I know I haven't always shown it, but I appreciate everything you've done for me. You have always been there for me, and I was wondering if you still feel the same way about me. Chike looked at her thoughtfully. There was a time when he would have leaped at those words, but now things were different. Amara, Chike said gently, I used to dream of hearing those words from you. I waited and I hoped, but time has a way of changing things. Amara's face fell as she realized the truth. Over the next few weeks, the village began to buzz with excitement about the upcoming wedding between Chike and Kemi. It seemed everyone was happy for them, celebrating the union of the two kind souls who had found joy together. Amara tried to stay strong, but she couldn't help the feeling, the sting of regret. She remembered all the moments she had ignored Chike's kindness, all the times she had dismissed him as just a friend. If only he had seen his heart sooner, she thought. But now, that kindness belonged to Kemi. On the day of the wedding, the village was full with music, laughter and cheer. Everyone gathered to celebrate Chike and Kemi's union, dressed in their finest clothes and bringing gifts for the newly married couple. The village elder performed the traditional blessings, wishing them a life filled with joy and abundance. Amara watched from afar, her heart heavy but accepting the truth. She knew she had learned a valuable lesson. She had realized that true love isn't about chasing the impossible, but cherishing the people who truly care for us. As she stood there, she whispered to herself, I hope they find happiness, the happiness I once overlooked. Kemi noticed Amara from afar, and with a warm smile, Kemi beckoned on Amara to come over. Amara joined the crowd and congratulated the couple, offering her best wishes. Though it hurt, she was determined to be happy for them. After all, love was about kindness, and she was learning to be kind even to herself. In the weeks that followed, Amara began to focus on her own paths. She poured herself into her studies, worked to help her family, and started to appreciate the simple joys of life. She learned to find happiness in the present, to be grateful for the people who cared for her, and to build meaningful friendship based on kindness and respect. Days after the wedding, the village returned to the usual rhyme. Yet something had changed in Amara. She could not forget the joy in Chike's face when he looked at Kemi, and the gentle warmth that radiated between Kemi and Chike. Though it stung, the sight also gave her a sense of peace. Amara decided it was time to look inward. For so long, she had chased after something that wasn't meant for her, overlooking the people who genuinely cared about her. Amara began to realize that she had ignored what was most important: sincerity, loyalty, and appreciation. One evening, as the sun was setting, Amara took a walk to the riverside, where she and her friends often gathered. She sat on the rock, watching the rippling water and reflecting on her choices. Then she whispered to herself, why did I waste so much time on a dream that wasn't meant to be? She asked herself. A gentle breeze swept over the river, and she felt a strange sense of calm. She was beginning to understand that she didn't need someone else's validation to be happy. She could choose to find peace and fulfillment within herself. It was a lesson she knew would guide her for the rest of her life. As the weeks passed, Amara focused on helping her family and reconnecting with the old friends she had neglected. She found joy in simple things, helping her mother cook, playing with her younger siblings, and spending time with her friends, who were happy to see her smiling again. One day, as she was helping her friend Ineka gather firewood, Ineka said, Amara, you have changed. You seemed more at peace with yourself than ever. Amara smiled. I have learned a lot, Ineka. I realized that I was chasing a dream that wasn't meant for me. Sometimes the things we want are not what we need. Ineka nodded thoughtfully. It takes courage to say that, Amara. Many people spend their whole life searching for something they already have, Ineka said. Amara realized how true these words were. She had been blessed with friends and family who loved her. She had ignored that in her pursuit for something else. Now she was determined to cherish the people around her and find happiness in the present. One fateful day, while Amara was visiting the market, she ran into Obinna. It was the first time she had seen him since the day he rejected her. For a moment, she felt her old feelings. But then she remembered how much she had grown. Obinna greeted her warmly. Amara, it's good to see you. How have you been? Amara smiled. I have been well, Obinna. Life has taught me a few lessons and I'm grateful for them. Obinna looked at her, a bit surprised by her calmness. I'm glad to hear that. I hope we can still be friends. Of course, Obinna, she replied. I've learned that friendship is a gift, and I'm grateful for the friends I have. Obinna and Amara shared a warm goodbye. And as Amara walked away, she felt a sense of pride in how far she had grown. She no longer felt hurt or regret over Obinna. Instead, she felt free. As months turned into years, Amara continued to grow. She took in some responsibility, learning new skills and helping her village. People noticed her transformation and respected her even more. She became known as someone with a kind heart and wise spirit, a young woman who understands the value of patience and self-respect. One day, as she was walking in her family's garden, her mother said, "Amara, I'm proud of you. You've become strong and thoughtful young woman. I know that one day you'll find love that values you just as you are." Amara smiled and hugged her mother. She knew she didn't need to rush or chase after love. She was content with her life, knowing that her heart will recognize the right person when the time comes. Amara's story teaches us that love is not about who we chase after, but about appreciating people who cherish us for who we are. This goes to the viewers. Do not chase after love. Be at peace with yourself. Do not force love. Value yourself. Live your life freely. And one day, the right person will see you. The right person will love you same way you wish to be loved. We've come to the end of this story. Please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting stories like this. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.